I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me this morning is Todd Williams, the Managing Director of Unico Silver. Todd, it's been a couple of months since we've spoken. How are you?
Yeah, excellent, Shay. It's been a busy couple of months, so really excited to provide an update.
I'm actually looking forward to that. I always love to see what silver companies are up to these days. So talk me through since we last spoke.
Yeah, look, so when we last spoke, I think we just announced the transformative acquisition of Joaquin from Pan American Silver. So just to recap on that transaction, it was a very important deal for us. We'd been working on it for a long time. Essentially, it resulted in a 16-fold increase in our silver resources. So we moved from 10 million ounces to 160 million ounces silver equivalent. And we did that at a cost of 10 cents per silver equivalent ounce. So we concluded 5 transactions over 2 years, and we've really stamped ourselves as being one of the preeminent silver companies on the ASX.
I've also noticed in the last couple of weeks, the company has raised $22 million, which is fantastic. This puts you in an enviable position with, am I right, over $30 million at cash at hand going into 2025. I noticed you've got a very detailed drill program to come. Can you sort of expand how that money is going to fund the drilling activities that you have planned?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I'll take a step back. So, once we closed the Joaquin transaction in October, we got on the road and, went out and met with a number of institutional investors, family offices, asset managers. And, we had some really positive feedback coming out of North America. And I think one of the key comments that we received from a lot of the buy side guys is that the silver ecosystem is small. There's very few ways to play it. And there's very few companies in the position of Unico Silver. And what I mean by that is that there's a very healthy ecosystem of advanced developers. These are the sort of $500 million to $1 billion companies that have basically concluded a lot of their exploration and now moving into feasibility studies and securing mine permits and construction finance. And as we know, that's let's call it a lower point of growth in the company's life cycle. So there's not many companies like Unico Silver where you've got $100 million market cap, you've got a big chunk of cash, you've got a very aspirational growth program, 160 million ounces in resources with potential to double that based on the geology. And so, the feedback was extremely positive, and that essentially culminated in a institutional-led financing that we closed just last week.
You certainly have. And one of the things Unico Silver is doing that should be admired is you're doing exactly what you say you're going to do. And if anything, you're under promising and over delivering. And we're starting to see this in the results. Now, obviously, you are going to put this money towards a quite extensive drill program going into 2025. What does that look like?
Yeah, so now that we have the funds, as you said, well over $30 million pro forma, net of the proceeds of the recent financing, it just means that we can actually be really systematic. We can think, plan, and act long term, which is critical in this business. And despite the turbulence and the volatility in the silver price, which we're seeing on the back of the presidential elections in the US, we can actually just sit back and say, well, okay. Where are the best opportunities for growth within our current resource? Obviously allocate the appropriate amount of drill meters to the best targets, make sure that we're testing the best targets first, and obviously being very systematic how we can grow and extend the resource. So we've committed to a 50,000 meter drill program based on the funds that we have available to us. We think that's a very generous drill program, and obviously that'll be split essentially 50-50 between the two projects. So that's Cerro Leon and Joaquin. And really the three objectives of that drill program are really simple. We'll be looking to convert shallow inferred ounces to indicated, where we think there's obviously good opportunity for pit constrained resources. We'll be extending known mineralisation. So these are mineralised veins or structures that have proven mineralisation, which are open at depth and along strike. So what we call sort of high confidence, low risk resource extensions. And then obviously we're looking for new discoveries. So we've got a huge land package. Like I said, we've consolidated 5 projects that were previously held by 2 majors and 5 juniors. And importantly, those assets have not received any systematic drilling for the past 10 years. So we're very confident that now that we have the funds and the budget for a 50,000 metre drill program, we're going to be surprised to the upside what we find over the next 9 months.
Speaking of being surprised to the upside, just to add to the good news coming out of Unico Silver, this morning you announced some new permits. Can you take us through some of those details?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And look, once again, it just comes back to, obviously doing what you say you're going to do. And, we provided guidance around, let's call it drill permits and schedules around when we will gain access to specific tenements within our portfolio. And, earlier in the financial year, in sort of July, we received permits to commence drilling at Pinguino, which is one half of the Cerro Leon project, and we provided guidance that we'd be receiving permits for the Sierra Blanca property before Christmas. So we're really pleased to announce that we have received the drill permits for Sierra Blanca, which just means that we have a lot more targets to move on with, and we're going to be very busy in the next few months.
You certainly are, and I can't wait to chat with you over the coming months to see how this progresses. Listen, Todd, thank you so much for being here today. I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Excellent. Thanks, Shay.